Today is still February 15th, 2024. Today got a lot better after the last couple tapes. Um, it's got 100% better. People scattered. And then I uploaded it to Facebook, all the laws of Peking Tom tapes, voyeurism. It's the same thing. Voyeurism is when you take a video of someone's private area without their consent. It's 1 to 5 years. Automatically you're a sex offender. It's 1 to 5 years. So where they said they taped in the bathroom and they put a shower scene of me washing in the other room, it's 1 to 5 years. They got 1 to 5 years for Danny, Jen, Dixie, Josh, John. Anybody that did not know they were being taped in the bathroom and their private areas being exposed and taped for other people's enjoyment and without their permission, it's 1 to 5 years. Then kiddie porn of my little grandkids using the bathroom. That can be up to life. Without the rape, without the drugs, without the sextortion of photoshopping a shower scene and washing, trying to get money, that's 12 to 15. Rapes, 20. Then we got drugs, kidnapping, assault, and then we got attempted murder. We got all in human trafficking's life. They have life in federal, and let alone if for Michelle and her brother Alex impersonating retired Judge Pete. It's just him in a beard, her brother in a beard, pulling a drug scam, impersonating a judge is 1 to 3. Impersonating a doctor from Altman Hospital, selling information is 1 to 10 because a doctor's sharing your information and it's 10 years and $250,000 fine. I put all that on Facebook. That's how stupid their scam is. It is that stupid. It's life in federal. I don't understand how Will at the Canton FBI actually even kept it together and did not arrest them. I know a retired CIA agent, and she said it's ridiculous. He did not arrest them the first day and then take care of you. That no one had a right in your home. And for them hurting you and your family. And they were to be arrested. She's like, I hate FBI agents. They will sit on cases until see who pops up and let people get away with crimes. And she's like, and she said where everybody else would have arrested them. And see who pops up. Well, a fentanyl king popped up. And a whole bunch of human traffickers. And the police and the agents went after them. And the marshals, and they got thousands of them that were connected to these people that were harming me. They were talking in Canton yesterday. They even hired the human traffickers. I know they did. See, that's where even Officer Mark, he's a taller white guy with white hair. Now, he's probably a Stark County sheriff or he is a Canton police officer. He tells everyone that I'm a informant, that no one's allowed to talk to me. He will tell you that the cartel framed me. My whole family defended me. Okay? And that it was a medication error that made me sick before and some other woman was using my insurance. And none of this is funny. Okay? He tells everyone. So does Officer John. Officer John's a young guy with black hair and glasses. And he's either a Stark County sheriff or he is a Canton police officer. FBI agent Will Canton said that he was friends with the chief of police at Canton, with him being in Canton. It's probably one of the undercover police from there. And they have been working my case since 18. They all, like they said, we all know this woman's innocent. These people have admitted to photoshopping washing scenes and where I had bruises I couldn't explain, throwing up, heart racing, dizzy, and a severe personal infection from being drugged, being raped, and because they were using roofies, date rape drugs, I had no idea what was happening to me, and here they're drugging me up and telling me to say all kinds of crazy crap. I used to spend half the day debunking what they would laugh in my face that they drugged me and told me to say stuff. I'd have to go to my family. Where'd you get that? Never said that. My whole family defended me, including Dave. Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids, you would never hurt anyone. You're good to everyone, no matter who it is. John, on Thanksgiving of 18, when he's talking about his kids making stuff up because his ex-wife was going to have him make it up because of the divorce, and that I was supposed to move out. But nobody could ever say anything bad about you, Mom. Don't worry about it. No one could ever say anything bad. My son Joshy, it's like I've never hurt you. I've never done anything wrong or bad. Never said you did. My grandkids all defending me. My youngest son, where would they have got that? My youngest son's uh, wife, anybody says that you did anything wrong, they would be lying. And then Josh's wife, Dixie, as if you do anything wrong. My whole family defended me, okay? And the one set of grandkids for the stripper, prostitute, was making up mean jokes and got caught in front of the police on Thanksgiving of 18 that they made everything up to Flora. Flora ratted them out October 23rd, 2019. Of course, it never happened. Of course, it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. Laughing, they're documented me games of pretend, as the police have put it. They're documented mean jokes. And that's it. And it was their little scam if I didn't die. Photoshopping and washing a roofie confession, so you're sleepwalking. I've never talked to these people, nor did I have anybody in my home. I only had bruises, throwing up, heart racing, got sick on Diet Coke, or woke up with marks that look like injection marks. And all the police I've talked to, we all know about those roofies. You're sleepwalking for at least 4 to 6 hours. And they're mind-controlling drugs. They can control everything you say and do. We all know about them. And everything's digital and everything can be photoshopped. From words to scenes. That's where all this is so ridiculous. That agent's faced with the laws the way that they are wrote. There's no way on earth that he didn't know it. And him keeping a straight face when Dave walks in to defraud the FBI. Him and Strange purposely defrauding him with a stripper prostitute. Her brother dressed up as an old man trying to impersonate a retired judge. Had it been a sideshow. And then a man impersonating a doctor from Altman Hospital selling information. When I already gave you the laws that you impersonate a judge is 1 to 3. They try to frame a Portage County judge. Ludick even seen that one guy dressed up as that judge on 9/18/19, joking around my room. They said he didn't know what was going on. The guy in the back joking around like that in a robe. He's seen him dressed like that. It's Alex, that stripper's brother. It's been that stripper and her brother running a big scam with the drug cartel. That's where Officer Mark and Officer John and any of the team that watch me, they will tell everybody she's an FBI informant. Nobody's allowed to talk to her about ongoing cases. They're not allowed to talk to her. Nobody's allowed to talk to her. Okay? They will tell you I'm innocent of everything. They will tell you that the drug cartel framed me, that I'm a victim of an occult that drugged and tried to kill me before. And that everybody defended me. And that it was a medication error that made me sick before and medical malpractice. And none of this is funny. And that some other woman was using my insurance. All the police know I was framed by the cartel. And that's how stupid all this. That when they walked into that agent's office, Dave with his stripper girlfriend, her brother dressed up as an old retired judge, and it's a young guy in a beard and wig. A man trying to sell information on somebody pretending to be a doctor from Altman Hospital. HIPAA violations attached to their license. They can't talk to anybody about you. They lose their license. They go to jail 1 to 10, or up to 10 years and a $250,000 fine. Impersonating a doctor's 1 to 10. And then Strange yelling she was faking 15 years ago, so we had to have her drug beat and raped. That's insane. But they said they had sodium pentothal reports, a lethal outlaw drug you lie under, and that they had got it into the United States, and that agents been going after those drug dealers. There was a file dropped off at Abigail Watkins, Portage County Prosecutor's Office, to the Lady Ravenna courthouse officers. A man showed up for Karen around the house. states that I'm an informant. Nobody's allowed to talk to me and information how to get a hold of them. It never says not to believe me and not to help me. If you ever hear an officer say no one's to believe her, no one's to help her, the cartel has paid them off, and you are to turn them into the Department of Justice, and they will pull their badge. Turn them into the CIA, the FBI, they will lose their badge and they will be prosecuted. They can tell you that I'm an informant, that I'm innocent of everything. They can tell you I was almost killed, like Officer Mark does, and that no one's allowed to talk to me about this case. You got a problem, you go to him or John or some of the Stark County sheriffs that work my case. You are to turn them in. I went out to eat with a couple different officers and then I spoke to other officers. You can never tell anybody not to believe somebody, not to help them. You go to jail for it. It's badgering. Badgering is obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, and tampering with witnesses. The Portage County sheriffs, one lady agent, I heard her talking, walking off, mumbling they were supposed to protect her. I'll be taking care of them. Well, the drug and gang unit got taken down 2 years ago. They don't have one in Kent, Ravenna, Streetsboro. They got dismembered, the whole drug and gang unit, and then for stealing from cases, missing funds. There's a prosecutor going after them. You can never steal from a case. You never can withhold money. You cannot misdirect it. The only time you can get money out of somebody is if they've been found guilty in a court of law and then they're sued civilly. And then the jury has to find them guilty and then the judge sends them out. Otherwise, it's flat out theft and it's embezzlement. You can't take a dime. And every dime is accountable. People have lost their way of thinking things are funny when they're highly criminal and people have died. And people have been taken by the same people the apostolic churches have hired. Over 1,000 people were taken from Ohio last year by the same people that they used to hurt me. I told you up in Hartville, that one guy at that store, they were some of the people they were grabbing. They were prostituting them up in Hartville. So, and where the big truck guys were down here following me around, well, some of them were up there. I could see them. They would show up and harass me. He ended up adopting one of the girls, a young girl that was helping steal people. She's going to jail probably for the rest of her life for selling people. She had a little boy, and he adopted a little boy so it wouldn't grow up in foster care. They're horrible, evil criminals. They're child molesters and serial killers. And when people realize what they're actually aiding and abetting crimes, and that's where any cop that would ever tell anybody you're not to believe somebody and not to help them, like the Tuscarora sheriff said, you go to jail for that. Just like Sheriff David, Sheriff Joe, Officer David, you go to jail for it. They can never badmouth you. They can never insult you. They go to jail for it. You lose your badge and you go to jail. You can get prosecuted. I've even talked to other officers and they said, they can be held liable for the other person's crimes, both financially and responsibly. And they can go to jail for aiding and abetting. It's badgering, Department of Justice 1729. I don't know who started that thing, and if it's just to keep people out of an ongoing investigation, that's not the way to keep them out. You know what that does? It puts everybody not to believe the police, not to help, not to trust them. When you tell somebody's an informant, they're innocent of everything, and these people almost killed them, but we're not allowed to talk about an ongoing investigation, that makes you honest. But when you tell people not to believe somebody and not to help them, you look dirty as a criminal is doing it, and nobody trusts you because you're aiding and abetting crimes. And the cartel paid off a sheriff in Ohio over $100,000. They paid off other officers. It's on Google, and they all went to jail for it. They found them taking payoffs. Anytime that some officer would ever say, "Don't believe somebody, don't help them," you put them in jail. Like the Tuscarora sheriff said, you can't even come out of your mouth saying that. That's how illegal it is. They can say it's an ongoing investigation we cannot talk about. She's an informant. We can hear what she has to say and pass it on, but we can't talk to her about it. That's what Officer Mark, you deal with him and you deal with Officer John or one of the other officers over my case. You can't say the other ones because you're aiding and abetting crimes. So if anybody here's an officer saying that the cartels paid him off, you turn them in because they all know better. Because I've talked from anything from a local officer in a different area to sheriffs. They all in different areas. They all know better. You cannot talk about people like this and you cannot insult them. That's why that drug and gang unit got taken down. They're stealing from cases. I'm going to upload this, and I'll tell you what. Everybody scattered tonight when I played the last two videos. When you realize how stupid a stunt that Dave, I called the FBI hotline. I have threats on my life. I have 3 witnesses of them saying that it was them trying to kill me. 2 police reports of attempt on my life, and one's linked back to the church, and the other one, Dave's the main subject. Then 2 more reported, and somebody else impersonating me, and a witness thereof. I have them basically nailed when I called the FBI. And in walks Dave with his stripper prostitute girlfriend, her brother dressed up, impersonating a judge, and her impersonating a judge's daughter. Strange, and they're yelling she was faking she was 15 years ago, so we had her drugged, beaten, raped. My God. Talk about a Jim Jones call. And some guy saying he's a doctor from Altman Hospital selling information. They can never even talk to you. Like they said, it wasn't even funny that they said they had a doctor from Altman Hospital sharing information. And here it was some guy impersonating him. That's 1 to 10 there, or 10 to federal. If it's a real one, and $250,000 fine. It's like ungodly. A circus show that walked into that FBI office, admitting that they had voyeurism tapes of me washing in another room. They had been taping in a bathroom. They had kiddie porn, and that agent didn't smack them down for being the stupidest criminals on earth, walking into a federal police station and confessing to those horrible, vile crimes. You don't make fun of a victim being scammed, like kids said over the weekend. We all know she's a human trafficking victim. They were scamming. Nobody's this fucking stupid. I uploaded all the laws and how much time in jail for even opening their mouths to me, that they were ever in my home and confessing the crime they were part of. It's life in federal. And one thing they have is admissible. I've talked to a criminal attorney. I have talked to the prosecutor's office, someone from there in Stark County. I have talked to several different police departments. Nothing they have is admissible before. Not one thing. And then on top of it, these idiots have admitted to drugging me and tell me to say it before, and photoshopping a washing scene, photoshopping everything, and photoshopping a feminine wipey above the toilet, and framing me. And voyeurism tapes, peeking Tom tapes. Like they said, even a criminal attorney, Dave couldn't hire Pete on his own. He couldn't hire Alex on his own either. And like officers even said, even the FBI can't be in your home outside a protected light case with statements that agent had agreed to protect you and have threats, acknowledgement of threat of life, or they couldn't be in your home. It's entrapment if police or agencies do it. Otherwise, it's peeking Tom voyeurism tapes. You go to jail either way. No one can be in your home except for protected light cases with statements. You have a right to privacy over your home, right to remain quiet, right to an attorney, and right to a fair court trial, bail, and bond, let alone a stripper and some pimps running drug scams on somebody. and defrauding the FBI on purpose. I'm amazed at Will keeping his temper and not beating the hell out of him. They got a lot of bad guys. Like they said, she was part of a really big bust. November 21st, 23, Walmart 62 by the back bathroom. Ladies walking around. She was part of a big bust. They better be paying her. I'll be uploading this.